What's good, y'all? It's Solution back at it with another mental gym video in which I give you guys mental exercises you can use to become extremely successful and accomplish all the goals that you are after. So let's get right into it. So today I want to talk about a very, very interesting mental exercise you're going to use under the guise of fear, right? And how fear can serve you tremendously in being able to accomplish your goals. So, the definition of fear that I came up with in the context of becoming successful and achieving your goals is a feeling that guides you to growth that will help you achieve your goals. A feeling that guides you to growth that will help you achieve your goals. You see, when most people think and hear the word fear, they don't like the word fear, right? Nobody likes feeling scared. Because when you feel scared, it's almost like you feel powerless, you feel stuck, you feel like you can't move because you just have fear. But when it comes to accomplishing our goals, guys, fear is really a compass. It's not a deterrent. It's not something that should make us feel stagnant or make us feel like, oh, don't go this way or don't do this, right? Back then, when human beings were first roaming the earth, it helped us because it helped us survive. When you're scared of something, you wouldn't want to do that thing. Why? Because in the human mind, the mind wants to save us and keep us alive. So it would tell us to not do certain things. So it's good. It was back then. It was good to be scared because we needed to survive. Now, for most of you guys, I would hope watching this video, survival is taken care of. You're surviving. You have food to eat. You have a roof over your head. You are good. Now, fear can just become a detriment for you if you allow it to prevent you from doing things. Because the only way you can become successful is by doing something. You have to do things. You have to overcome fear. You have to take risks in order to achieve your goals, my friends, right? So you cannot let fear get in your way. Now you have to flip the switch on your human psychology. Fear has to now not be a deterrent, but actually be a compass for you. And it is really beautiful when you think about it like this because it's like a cheat code. It's almost like a treasure map, and you always know where the gold is. And the goal being the growth, or the goal being, or the gold being your growth. Right? It's your growth, which your growth will help you achieve what? Your goals and your success and everything else that you want, right? So when you're going to think through this mental exercise, this is what you can do to make sure that fear is serving you. So the first part of this is awareness. One of my favorite ways to start an equation or a exercise now, because awareness is just so important, guys. If you want to make sure fear is serving you, you need to be aware of what you fear, what you are afraid of. So when you're thinking of awareness, when you're doing this mental exercise, think of what am I afraid of? What are you afraid of? What are you scared of? See, there's things right now I know for a fact. Be completely real with me. Be completely real with me. It's just you and me here. There's things that you are scared to do right now that can help you accomplish your goals. There's hard conversations or difficult conversations that you know you need to have with certain people right now that you are not having. But you know you need to have in order to gain the ability to do certain work to accomplish your goals. There's activities and skills right now you know that you lack, that if you did not lack them, you'd be able to accomplish your goals. But you're afraid to take the first steps right now. Trust me, I know it, bruh. Because I've been through this too, same way. I'm right there with y'all. There's things you are afraid of that you know you need to do to accomplish your goals. You know you need to go check that email. You know you need to go talk to that person. You know you need to go start working on that skill. You know you need to go start reading that book. You know you need to go start applying for that thing. For whatever avenue in goal achievement you guys are in right now, I know there's things that you are afraid of. There's things that you fear doing that you know you should be doing. So if we want to make sure we can use these things or use this fear, first we must identify what you're afraid of. Specifically, what are you afraid of doing? What is the activity you're afraid of doing? What is the action that you know you need to take right now that you are not taking? What is it? You need to know because it's the only way that we can use it, especially for the next part of this equation. So go into your psyche, go into your unconscious. You know what fear feels like. You know what fear feels like. I would assume you guys know what fear feels like. You know what it feels like to feel scared, like you're stagnant, like you can't move. And that's what I mean by fear, like you're stagnant, you can't move. There's something that you can do that you don't want to do it. You're capable, but you don't want to do it. Because there's some pain there, there's some level of discomfort, there's uncomfortability, there's something about it you don't like. It's almost like looking at food or a type of food that you know you really don't like, so you just avoid it at all cost. Like that is fear. You fear it. I know obviously that's more like you just don't like the food, but you guys get the point. Like you know what fear feels like. So when you feel that feeling, identify what are you afraid of? What are you scared of? What is it that you are scared of? In the context of achieving your goals, what are the actions that you are afraid of? And once you get down to identifying what these actions are or these activities are that you are afraid of, you can move into the next important step of this mental exercise to make sure fear is serving you. And that is greater fear. So essentially what I mean by greater fear, guys, is a greater discomfort. You see, if you want to be able to overcome your fear, once you become aware and figure out what you're afraid of, if you want to overcome what you are afraid of because you know it will help you accomplish your goals, you need to discover a greater fear. You must discover a greater discomfort. Because, of course, guys, all of us sitting here, or, you guys sitting here watching this video, you have things that you know you're afraid of. And I could be like, bro, just go overcome your fear. You have to face your fears, bro. You have to overcome your fears, bro. And I know, yes, you've heard that before, but you're still not doing anything. It's because you don't understand the human psychology behind it. You don't understand the human psychology that you can abuse to force yourself to take action. And that's what I'm basically talking about now when I say greater fear. You see, human beings, we can overcome discomfort if we find a greater discomfort. I'll give you a really good example of this. So let's say you're in your room now. You're in your room upstairs, in your bed, wherever your room is. You're in your room, right? And there's another floor in your house. And let's say an armed robber has entered your house and you know the armed robber is in there. You can hear his gun toted downstairs, whatever. There's an armed robber in your house and you are up in your room. You are probably afraid to go downstairs, right? You will feel fear. You will not want to move unless some of y'all just badasses. You just got it like that. You're hard. That's cold. But point is, stick with me here. So like the example will make sense. You'll realize it. So you are afraid to go downstairs. Why? Because you know if you go and confront this guy, you could potentially die. Or something bad could happen to you. There's something unknown. You don't know what is going to happen. And you're scared of that fact. You're scared of that uncertainty because you don't know what's going to happen. So you're uncomfortable of taking the action you know you need to take of confronting this person. I'm not saying you literally have to confront this person. Obviously, you could just call 911. But just stick with me for the point of the example. Like, you know if you go confront the guy, like, it could potentially help you out. It could save you. But you are so scared because you don't know what's going to happen. So you'd much rather just stay in your room and just let the universe take care of the situation because this moment is too big for you. So let me switch up the scenario a little bit to show you why this greater fear thing is crazy. Basically, fighting with fire is so crazy, right? So now, let's say someone you deeply love is downstairs. And you know this armed robber has entered the house. And there's a high likelihood now that this armed robber is going to hurt them. Bro, the speed at which you are blasting out of your bed will be crazy. Whereas in the previous scenario, you were way too afraid to even move. You didn't even want to do shit because you were so fucking scared because there's an armed robber in your house. But the minute I add in the fact that someone you love is now downstairs, someone you deeply love, whatever, family member, your girlfriend, whatever it is, someone you deeply love is downstairs, you're like, nah, fuck that. I gotta go confront this guy. I gotta go confront this guy because I'm so scared of losing the person I love. I'm so scared of me sitting up here doing nothing and this armed robber kills this person that I love. And I would then never be able to live with myself. Or you'd be afraid of the fact of never being able to live with the fact that you let this person die when you could have done something. Right? So just adding in this person that you loved created a greater fear. And because you created that greater fear, you were able to overcome the previous discomfort. Right? The previous discomfort was that you were afraid to go downstairs because you were scared of the armed robber. But the minute I added something that made you way more uncomfortable. The fear of going and confronting the guy was almost non-existent. You just went and confronted the person who could potentially hurt your loved one. And that's what you need to do for yourself when it comes to accomplishing your goals and overcoming your fear and using your fear as a compass for growth. Because if you are able to identify a greater fear than what you are currently afraid of, you will do what you need to do to succeed. That is the only time when action will just flow out of you when it comes to overcoming your fear. Because the main reason why most people don't overcome their fears is because they're not something that they're more scared of. They're not scared of the consequences of not overcoming their fear enough. They have not identified that consequence to be afraid of, to allow them to push over and overcome that fear. So you right now, for the things that you are currently scared of, the only reason why you have done nothing is because you're not scared enough of the consequences of doing nothing. I'll say that one more time. For you right now, if there's things you know you need to do to accomplish your goals and you're scared to do them, the reason why you have not done them is because you're not afraid enough of the consequences of not doing them. You're not afraid enough. So if you want to make sure you're like, nah, fuck this, I will never let fear prevent me from doing what I need to do, you need to be consistently be looking for this greater fear. You need to get to this. Once you're aware of what you're afraid of, you get to start thinking about the greater fear, and then you come back here. Because what I mean by greater fear is what you're greater than what you're afraid of. And then it just goes into a beautiful cycle like this. First, you become aware of what you are afraid of. You get the greater fear. You come back here to what am I afraid of, right? And then you think about the greater fear. And then when you're thinking about the greater fear, you can use that fear to overcome whatever you're afraid of. That's why this is such a wonderful, beautiful thing that you can abuse to become extremely successful. Because let me speak on real quick to make sure you guys understand. In order to grow, guys, we have to be uncomfortable, right? Because the way the human mind and body works is that we adapt to things. We adapt to situations and circumstances. We adapt. We adapt, meaning once we do something, once we do something, we do it multiple times, we start to get used to it. And what getting used to it means is it gets easier. It becomes less uncomfortable. We start becoming more comfortable with it, right? But during that period of going from uncomfortable to comfortable is the growth, right? Is the gains, is the skill being added to our reservoir that we have of skill. When you were lifting, if you were lifting the same 30-pound weight for like a year, you're not going to make any more gains because you're not uncomfortable anymore. You're just very, very comfortable. You're way too used to this to make any particular gains. Growth is painful. There needs to be pain to get gain, right? So you need to increase the weights beyond what you're comfortable with in order to grow. You need to find shit what you're afraid of. What you're afraid of is what you're uncomfortable with. You need to find shit that you're uncomfortable with under the context of achieving your goals, right? And once you do that, you can use your greater fear to overcome whatever previous fear you had. Then you get the gains. And that's how you grow. And through growth, you will be able to be more likely to achieve your goals. The more you grow, the greater your skill increases, the more comfortable you make yourself with certain things, the more ability you have and more strength that you have in order to push your goals forward or push yourself forward to accomplishing whatever your goals are. That is what makes fear so important. Because like I just told you, if being uncomfortable is what makes us grow, fear is what identifies this discomfort. Basically, fear is like telling us, oh, you need to do this and you'll get stronger. You need to do this and you'll get stronger. So if you're just following your fear for whatever path you're on to achieving a certain goal, you will get there. Because if there's nothing left you are scared of, that means you're comfortable with everything. And if you're comfortable with everything, it means you've attained the level of skills necessary to accomplish your goal. And if you attain the skills necessary you need to accomplish a goal, you'll accomplish it. No questions asked, because you have the skill. And the goal doesn't come before the skills. The skills come and then the goal happens. The accomplishment happens after you've attained the skill. So one more time, just to go over it, just to really drill this into your minds and for you guys to really have your eyes open and realize how fear is actually a beautiful thing that you can use, right? First, you must be aware of what you are afraid of. If you want your fear to guide you to your growth, you have to be aware of what you are afraid of. Because how can you overcome what you don't know? If you don't know what your fear is, you cannot identify where you can grow. You must know where you are scared. You must know the things right now you are currently scared of doing, guys. You must know. And I know you know them low key. You're just kind of repressing it because you don't want to face the fear, right? But you need to now use this mental exercise and identify what you're afraid of. Identify what you are afraid of. Once you have built up this awareness and you know now it is conscious and not unconscious, it's in the front of your mind, you know what you are afraid of. Now, in order to overcome this fear, because you know you're going to get growth from this, that is going to help you push yourself towards your goals, you need to find a greater fear. You must find a greater fear. And what I mean by a greater fear is you must find something that is more uncomfortable, or you must find a consequence that is much greater and much worse than just overcoming the fear you need to overcome. You need to find that consequence from if you do not take this action. And I'll give an example for myself that has happened as well. Like, I know I gave you the early example about the armed robber thing, right? So back in 2020, I made my first like social media account that I wanted to build and gain a lot of followers for. And that was like my goal. I just wanted a lot of followers, whatever that looks like for me. I just wanted a lot of followers, right? And so I was really scared of making my first post because I knew deep down I was going to suck and I was scared to suck. I didn't want to suck. I wanted to just drop my first vid and everybody fucking loves it. Everybody just follows me, likes my videos. It's like, oh, bro, this man's great. Solution is amazing, man. Everybody just follow this guy. You know what I'm saying? Just being in dream world. Like, I was so afraid of sucking because I knew deep down I was going to suck because it was my first fucking video I've ever made on social media. So I knew I was going to suck. And I was afraid of sucking. So I would be drafting out ideas. I'm like, ooh, no. This got to be my first video. This got to be my first video. It needs to be this way. I was looking at other people's content like, oh, it needs to be this way or I'm not going to blow up. Bro, and I had not even posted a fucking vid yet. Don't even understand the algorithm or anything. I was just trying to perfect this whole thing. And then I got to a point where I really started questioning myself. I'm like, bro, why am I not doing anything? Right? Because I knew I was afraid to post my first thing. I'm like, but I need to do it. I want to do it. And then I got to a point where I realized, and this is pretty much what has led to me creating this framework all the way from back there and me realizing it, is I needed to find a greater fear within myself. I was like, how do I just force myself to post at this point? Because it's so annoying me trying to perfect and make this amazing first post when I know I'm going to suck. So I was like, I need to find something I'm more scared of. Because how do I force myself to post? And I realized that for me, it might sound kind of simple, but for me, the consequence I was more afraid of that I identified was I'm going to achieve my goals slower. Because deep down, as human beings, we all want to achieve our goals fast. And I knew I wanted to get to where I wanted to go as soon as possible. And then I kind of broke it down and rationalized the fact that, well, I mean, shit, the longer I wait to post, the longer it's going to take. Because I know I must take action in order to achieve a goal. It doesn't matter how much I think about it, how much I want to perfect my vids or make them look beautiful. Bro, I need to just keep posting. I just need to post. It's the only way I'll be able to grow, right? And then I had realized that I am forcing myself and making myself achieve my goals much slower just because I don't want to post one fucking vid. I don't want to post my first ever video. And bro, in my mind, it just went like, boom. I was like, fuck, this is so fucking stupid. And then boom, I overcame that fear, posted the very next day when I realized this, posted my first vid. Posted. In fact, I ended up posting like 4 videos in the same day because I was like, holy shit, I'm sitting here holding myself back and I'm afraid of this consequence that I just stated of having to wait longer to achieve my goal. I didn't want to wait. I did not want to wait. So I was like, nah, I just need to do the work. I started just posting crazy, kept posting. And then obviously my account started growing, I started blowing up, and like it was just a really awesome experience. And it's from that experience that I learned the lesson that, bro, you just need to find a greater fear. And that was the greater fear I found. Like I just didn't want to wait. And me not taking action was making me wait, was making me have to wait longer for my success. And I don't want that to be y'all. So find your greater fear, know what you're afraid of, become aware of what you're afraid of, and then find that greater fear. Find the consequence that will make you feel so bad by you not taking action on the thing that you are currently afraid of. Find that consequence. And I'm telling you, when you do, it will force you to take action. Then you don't have to think in this way of, oh, I need to just face your fears, bro, or just overcome your fears, bro. Like, hell nah, bro. Fight fire with fire. Fight fear with fear. Use your fear to make you do shit you need to do. Because one thing I'm gonna tell you right now is there will always be some shit you will be afraid of. So yeah, that's pretty much my fear video. And whenever you think about fear, this is how I want you guys to think about it in regards to achieving your goals. Fear is just a feeling that guides you to growth, that will help you achieve your goals. We grow when when we are uncomfortable, not when we are comfortable. This is why it is important to become uncomfortable, and the way we can guide ourselves is through our fear. So yeah, please give me feedback on that. Did that make sense? Do you think you're going to be able to use this mental exercise to overcome your fears by using fear? Are you going to be able to fight fire with fire now, which I think will be a beautiful, beautiful thing for you to do, because you'll start moving towards your goals really fast because you'll start growing really fast. And let me know, or if you thought this was dumb or stupid and you're like, Solution, this is fucking stupid, this cannot help anyone, or whatever. Like I always say, any feedback helps me be a better YouTuber, so I can better serve you guys and create better frameworks that help you achieve your goals. And please, please, please like the video, boost us in the algorithm so more guys can see this, abuse their fear, and basically use it as a compass to accomplish all their goals, because it will lead to their growth. And I guess with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next Mental Gym video. Peace.